It felt like everybody got a contract extension yesterday. Well, almost everybody. Here's some of the notables. The Clippers extended Luke Kennard for 4 years. The Raptors gave OG Anunoby 4 years and $72 million. The Magic locked up Jonathan Isaac despite his injury. And they also came to terms with Markelle Fultz on a 3-year, $50 million extension.
Okay, Markelle.
Right? Paul, what did it look like to you to see the Magic show this kind of faith in the former #1 pick, where there was a point where he was, he couldn't even get on the court?
Yeah, I mean, more power to you, for them to show this type of, commitment to a guy who we don't really know who he's going to be in the league. I mean, that says a lot of how much they believe in him going forward. He's still a young prospect with room to grow, and so that's what they're betting on.
Well, and this is where we talked about Chauncey Billups.
Right.
It's like just because you enter into the league in your first situation, whether it's because of injury or just not the right dynamic, Chauncey went on to be a Hall of Famer. Like, Markelle Fultz has the talent. He was a #1 pick. That means all of the GMs had him top 3. All of the GMs had him top 3. He had him like 2 or 3. That's why I said top 3. But just good for him. Continue working on your craft. It doesn't matter what other people say. Your first destination is not how it always is going to end up.
Yes, and I would say to shout out from me, because it is easier to have it all come easy. It is hard when it is harder, and I really admire what Markelle has done. All right, Larry Markkinen, John Collins, and Lonzo Ball, however, among the notable players not extended. They were eligible, but their teams could not come to terms. They will all become restricted free agents after this season. Richard, I want to ask you about Lonzo Ball specifically. Should he feel slighted about not getting extended, or should he feel excited because the free agent market next summer is actually a little more dry than we anticipated, and he could be even restricted, one of the bigger names out there?
Well, he can. And this is what people need to understand. Lonzo Ball's impact is not just on the court. There's a lot of GMs, a lot of teams over there that he has a star power to him. He will put people in the seats. He will sell jerseys, whether it's because of his brother, his overall name. So, yes, while New Orleans might have said, hey, your value to us is 12, another team might say your value to us is 15. So he's just going to be a restricted free agent. I think that's a good idea.
Listen, when you're on that rookie deal, you can't wait to get extended.
Can't wait.
So, if the extension doesn't come, he's probably disappointed, especially when you see the other guys getting this type of money, and you're like, shoot, I'm at least worth what some of these guys on the list are worth.
But what if they offered him 75 and he was like, no?
Not, after your rookie contract, you are not turning that down.
What?
Unless you got a lucrative shoe deal like LeBron had. He could have waited until be a restricted free agent.
It depends on what they're offering, though, right?
I'm disappointed if I'm him. And that should have him with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
For the rest of the season, y'all don't want to extend me? Okay, I'm going to show y'all why y'all should extend me, and that's motivation. And as players, you should use these type of things to motivate you to make you a better player.
Yeah.
Right, even if it was that they did make him an offer, but he felt it wasn't enough. And so, yes, he can use that as motivation. All right, let's get to Commissioner Adam Silver, who made some very interesting comments on potential expansion yesterday. Now, he's always sort of just flat out dismissed this in the past, which is why this is such a departure, and everyone is reading everything they can into it. Quote, "It is sort of the manifest destiny of the league that you expand at some point." And then specifically talking about the pandemic, he said we've been putting a little bit more time into it, dusting off, he said, the analyses of what it would mean to expand than they had been pre-pandemic. But certainly we're not at the point that expansion is on the front burner. All right, so that last sentence is important because people in Seattle were looking to sell tickets as of this morning. And y'all got to slow your roll, but hopefully not too long. Richard, the league hasn't issued an expansion team since 2002, 18 years.
Please,
Where
God,
would you want to see expansion, and why is it Seattle?
Please, God, bring back a team to Seattle. Please, this is what I'm saying. We can have a conversation and we can agree to disagree.
It's usually two teams that they bring in, though. So you can talk about where else besides Seattle.
We can't agree to disagree because you're wrong. Seattle needs a team there. You played there. I played there. It is one of the best basketball places. And it was, and the reason why the team left was because of politics. Not what you saw in Brooklyn, and they couldn't get people in the stands and they needed to shift. It was pure, obviously, billion-dollar politics, but that's why they left. I don't care who the second team is. I just want a team back in Seattle.
Yeah, well, I really feel there's two destinations. One is definitely Seattle. Great fan base, great sports city.
Right.
I mean, they just won the WNBA championship up there. Again.
Amen.
The Seattle Seahawks are
huge. 12 man.
Huge. They're great every year, a contender to win the championship. they need this. The other city is Las Vegas. I mean, you can see how Las Vegas is expanding. I mean, you have the Raiders are there now.
Of course.
They got WNBA. And I've even heard rumors that they're building a baseball stadium. That's just a rumor, you know.
They want it all there.
They'll build anything in Las Vegas.
This is another
I'll
city
take Vancouver. I'll take Vancouver before I take Vegas.
Why is that?
What?
What?
Because I don't need a reason to go to Vegas. Vancouver.
I would love to see the NBA back in Vancouver.
What?
So I'm gonna.
I mean, Vancouver's fine. That's where my draft was, and it's a lot of fun. But it's not Las Vegas. Let's be.
I think Vegas.
I mean, it's better for the economy.
I don't think our guys are quite mature enough yet.
Well, that is a question, right? Look, there was no professional sports teams in Las Vegas for a long time. People were worried about gambling. Obviously, the attitude about gambling among professional sports leagues has grossly shifted over the last 5 to 10 years. And we now, of course, have the NFL team there.
And their hockey team just went to the finals last year.
Look, it's Seattle. It's Seattle and everybody else. Mm-hmm. Seattle is where we start, and then everybody else can argue over that next team.
Seattle, and then also Seattle. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.